lot of organisations are facing the challenge of differentiating themselves in overcrowded marketplaces. So what's your advice for organisations and CMOs who are facing that challenge, and how should they be reusing or driving insight from their data and analytics activities that help them drive differentiation?
I mean, I think now, depending on the market you're in, it's hyper competitive, it's hyper noisy. And if you're in technology, everyone is blogging, tweeting, you know. The challenge for us is to do the same thing that you need to do when you're trying to sell soap powder to jump off a supermarket shelf in the 1950s. We have to jump out of a social feed, a digital feed, you know, an article, whatever it is. It's the same thing. What I love about it is, again, some of the fundamentals, you know, haven't changed. Understanding what your point of differentiation is, and then probably now the challenge is to try and do that in a more engaging and standout way. So cut through creative, standout creative is just as important as it was 50 years ago, but for a different reason. And you still need to think about your brand as someone who informs, educates, and entertains as well. So it's a bit like the old BBC motto. You have to think about some kind of way to build that emotional engagement in a way, again, that's in line with your brand. You know, not everyone can be witty, you know, left field kind of, you know, everyone wants to be this, you know, what is authentic to your brand? So it's about being authentic. And, you know, I think to do that kind of differentiation, your brand is only as good as the sum of the experiences that your customers enjoy or maybe endure. So someone said to me, the best thing you can do to find out the state of your brand is to type in your brand name and then sucks after it and Google search it and see what comes back, because that'll give you a good insight, you know, into the way people think. But I think it is about that. It's about that experience, and that's why you can't necessarily rely just on your website. You have to look at other channels, other forums, what the community is saying, or you know what people are saying about your brand out there, and taking that sense, and then understanding really what is your essence, and what is your point of differentiation. So again, I love that, because that's been constant in everything we've been doing whilst we've been chasing all these shiny toys of whatever new tools are out and about. Those fundamentals still the same.
Yeah, I do think, I mean, your point about creativity, the importance of creativity is so important, and it comes back to the fundamental, you know, human to human thing that everything relies on, which is people love stories. You've got to be able to tell stories, and of course, you know, it can't be just about you.
We have a section on storytelling later.
Well, there you go. So you know, the authenticity bit, you know, storytelling is what's going to be engaging. So data can help you understand what's out there, but in the end, if you haven't got creativity and storytelling and capability, and ideally through your customers as well.
Data helps you understand what type of story you've got to tell from the insights you drive from that data. So all these points are integrated, right?
Exactly.
Completely.
It's art and science.
Yeah, and I think that was the point I was going to make, which is before you can get to stories and kind of brand, in fact, we've started to go way back in terms of product usage data. Right, so how are customers actually using the product? We also look at cultural data as well. Right, so where is the market moving? So you talk about, you know, differentiation. You know, differentiation is creating a product that nobody else or few people are sort of putting out in the market. I think it's about solving an issue. You know, and to me, that's real differentiation. Then you can kind of get to the stories, then you can kind of, you know, get to brand or what have you. But we've spent a lot more time, certainly in the role I'm doing now, with engineering teams and product teams than I've ever done before. So I think that data is as essential as any other data that we've talked about today as well, to create that differentiation, and then it allows marketeers to go and sort of, you know, create the value prop and everything around that. So.
Prelini, the last word from you.
One of my favourite quotes is from Angela, that says, people don't remember what you say or what you do, but they always remember how you make them feel. And so for me, customer experience is that key differentiator. It's the most important thing, and that's pre-purchase of how they're interacting with your brand before they come onto your website, whether they're picking up the phone, every social media, whatever interaction points that they have with you. During that purchase itself, if they can't get the answers they want, how are they reaching out and getting it? And then once they've made that purchase, post-purchase interactivity, if you can get all of that aligned, then really you're treating your customers not as a number, but as an individual, and you're making them feel they want to be part of your brand.